John Lauro, one of former President Trump's lawyers. He joins us now from New York. All the president did was asked him to pause the certification on January 6, 2021.
The vice president will be our best witness. What I said is the ultimate ask of Vice President Pence was to pause the count and allow the states to weigh in. That was my statement. And what I've said is consistent with what Vice President Pence is saying. The reason why Vice President Pence will be so important to the defense is the following. Number one, he agrees that John Eastman, who gave legal advice to President Trump, was an esteemed legal scholar. Number two, he agrees that there were election irregularities, fraud, unlawful actions at the state level. All of that will eviscerate any allegation of criminal intent on the part of President Trump. And finally, what Vice President Pence believes and believed is that these issues needed to be debated on January 6th. He openly called for all of these issues to be debated and objected to in the January 6th proceeding. President Trump, on the other hand, believed, following the advice of John Eastman, who's a legal scholar, that these issues needed to be debated at the state level, not the federal level. Now, of course, there was a constitutional disagreement between Vice President Pence and President Trump, but the bottom line is never in our country's history has those kinds of disagreements been prosecuted criminally. It's unheard of. This is what's called a Swiss cheese indictment. It has so many holes that we're going to be identifying and litigating a number of motions that we're going to file on First Amendment grounds, on the fact that President Trump is immune as president from being prosecuted in this way.
Earlier this week, your client, the former president, said on his social media platform, the judge is unfair. You mentioned discovery. In the protective order back and forth between you and the prosecutors, it says, the prosecution, that discovery will be provided, quote, as soon as possible, including certain discovery to which the defendant is not entitled.
Come on.
What's wrong with that?
But it's unprecedented to have all information hidden in a criminal case, including, by the way, information that might be exculpatory and might be exonerative of President Trump. They want every single piece of evidence in this case hidden from the American public.
But on what basis did he know he won?
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Sure.
Can I finish? And he believed in 2020 that he won based on the fact that he had 10 million more votes than in 2016. He had a situation where somehow President Biden, or at that time candidate Biden, received 15 million more votes than Hillary Clinton.
What?
And he also understood in 2020 that President Trump understood that he had won virtually all of the bellwether counties, right, and 84% of all the counties in the country.
John, let me
help you with this. That he was successful.
John, let me help you with this. I wasn't asking about 2020.
No, let me help you with this because
I wasn't asking about 2020, John. John, I wasn't asking about 2020.
Let me just tell you something. The issue in this criminal case is not what happened in 2016 and whether all candidates say they won. The issue now is in 2020 whether or not the Justice Department can weaponize criminal law to go after a political opponent and prevent that opponent from running for office. That's the issue, not what happened in 2016.
John Lauro, we thank you for your time.
Do you think it's fair what the Biden administration is doing to a candidate for president?
Outright treason.
Do you think it's fair what the Biden administration is doing to a candidate for president?
They cheat. They cheat.